Welcome to the Main Street Preps High School Football Preview Show. Nobody brings you more comprehensive coverage of high school sports in Middle Tennessee than Main Street Preps. Today's show is brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Remember, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Now, please welcome the host of the Main Street Preps High School Football Preview Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Main Street Preps High School Football Preview Show. We are talking Week 7 this week. Season's flying right on by here. We're gonna talk storylines, make picks for some games, and also welcome Hillsboro coach Anthony Brown for an interview. His team is 5-1 through 6 weeks. We're proud to be brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, where fans don't let fans drive drunk. Let's jump right into it and bring Anthony on, who's going to join us on screen here. Anthony, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So it's been a great start for the Hillsboro Burros, as I was mentioning there. Just the one loss there to Stewart's Creek, a competitive loss. I think it was 28-14. But so far, Anthony, what have you just made of the way that your team's playing?
We have an excellent group of seniors. I gotta start by talking about those young men. Their commitment to the off season has put us where we're at today. Their commitment is just doing those little things right and correcting the younger players and just being leaders by example. My hat goes off to them. They continue to impress me every day.
So you mentioned that group of seniors. I know last year's team was really young. You guys had just an unfortunate pileup of injuries there. It led to a tough season, a 1-8 finish. It certainly seems like things are going better this year. I guess what is kind of your read on maybe what's different this year? What's allowed you guys to have some more success?
Well, first and foremost, we're healthy. I mean, just, in order to be successful, some of your best players have to be available. That just didn't happen last year, unfortunately. But this year we've been healthy. And I believe our coaching staff has continued to put our young men in positions to be successful. And again, just some of the things that we did within the off season, it wasn't even a round scheme or anything of that nature. It was just around team building and being a family.
So looking at this year's team, I think the player we've got to start with is two-way senior Cocky Baker. He's been really impressive so far. Of course, he's a UAB commitment, and through 5 games, we are missing stats on one game, but he had 800 receiving yards, 40 tackles, 8 total touchdowns. What makes him so special?
You said it. He's able to do a lot of things well. Kai, we call him Kai. Kai's probably one of the best players in the state, but he doesn't act like it, So he's very blue collar, wants to work, just wants to be one of the guys. He just works extremely hard. When some of your best players on your team are your hardest workers, you're going to tend to be successful. So I can talk about that young man all day long. But what he's doing for us on both sides of the ball has been incredible.
You've also got 3 effective running backs in Marcel Burnett, Eric Cleaves, and Giovanni Reams. Do those guys each have defined roles within the offense, or are you kind of just rolling with who's healthy and who's got the hot hand?
It's funny. My running back coach and co-offensive coordinator, Ian Marshall, we talk about this all the time, going with the hot hand. But all 3 of them have been fairly hot as of late. All of them bring something a little different. Giovanni Reams is like the spark that ignites the fire, and then we put these bigger backs in, and they're able to ground and pound. So it's like the best of both worlds with all 3 of those young men.
Yeah, good problem to have when you're not sure exactly how the touches should be distributed there.
Right.
Good to have some depth. Speaking of some experience here, you've got quarterback Deshaun Trotter. I believe this is his 3rd season as a starter. Is that right?
Yes. 3rd season as a starter. Started about 7 games as a sophomore. So he has a lot of Friday experience, and it's been showing this year.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got in 5 games about 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. I guess over these last couple of years as the starter, how have you kind of seen Deshaun develop and kind of become the player that he is now?
His growth has been excellent, just understanding what we're trying to do within our offense, taking care of the ball, running the ball. And when we have the opportunity to make plays in the passing game, let's make them. and take those shots down the field. And he has really taken advantage of it. He's been a great leader for us. He's been one of our top players.
And so this week, you guys are heading to 5-1 Nolensville.
Yeah.
I guess just as you prepared for this game, what are some of the keys you guys feel like need to happen for you to have a chance to win that one?
First and foremost, Nolensville is a very good team. Coach Derek and his staff does a great job over there. They're going to be where they're supposed to be. They're going to be fundamentally sound. So we have to be fundamentally sound as well. It's going to be a hostile environment over there. Playing over there isn't easy. Big crowd, big band. It's going to be loud. So we got another opportunity to play in another big game. So, and I think our guys are kind of relishing at that opportunity to do it. And it's a region game, so it's important. So we want to go out there and put our best foot forward, and I think we're going to do that. Should be a heck of a game. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing how that one shakes out. And you mentioned the region there. It's a totally different league for you guys this year. The whole thing flipped over. You're now in there with, like you said, the Williamson team, Centennial, Nolensville, and Page. You've also got Glencliff and Lawson in there. This league, is that a welcome challenge for you guys? Are you enjoying that play so far?
Absolutely. Always a welcome challenge. If you recall, our first 6 years here at Hillsboro, we were in the Sumner County League. So we were in there with Beach and Gallatin, and schools like that in our region. So we always pride ourselves on wanting to play the best teams around. And the fact that they're in our region now makes it doubly better. You have Centennial, you have Nolensville, you have Page, Glencliff, James Lawson, a very, very competitive region. You have to strap up your helmet each week.
So you're now in your third year as the head coach, and for all 3 of those years, you've had the benefit of having that new stadium, having the flex field on top of the parking garage. Of course, Hillsboro's just had a massive renovation, and it looks awesome over there. And I know you were there for a lot of the construction years as well as an assistant. So you kind of saw everything come full circle. But just having the facilities that you guys have, I mean, how has that sort of helped the program over these last few years to be able to have that practice field if you need it, and then also have, a state-of-the-art stadium and everything like that?
It's been great. A lot of people don't realize some of the things that we went through, myself, Coach Fitzgerald, just with finding places to practice during the construction era. I remember in the summer, we were practicing at Jerry Baxter Middle School. We had to find a place to practice, get all our equipment over there. It was just a long, tedious process, So being back at home for a second straight year gives us a sense of normalcy, which is important for high school kids, being regimented, having expectations, and, knowing what's coming next, so to speak. So just the renovations and everything have been great. We definitely appreciate it. And we're glad we have a place we can call home.
And of course, Metro Nashville is resurfacing 15 fields across the county, 13 football fields, a couple of soccer fields as well. I believe Pearl Cone and Whites Creek are both completed. East Nashville should be ready soon. I guess, do you guys know where you fall in the pecking order? I know you just got some new stuff, but is it going to be a while until Hillsboro gets the turf?
From what I was told, we're kind of, bringing up the rear in the caboose. So we're looking at maybe 25, I believe. So, it is what it is, control what you can control.
Yeah, they got to keep it fair since you guys just got all that, all those other upgrades,
Right.
I guess. Makes sense. But, and lastly here, Anthony, thought it was really neat that former Hillsboro star Matthew Jackson made the Titans roster. I believe he got was credited with an assisted tackle against Cleveland the other day. Of course, he did things the hard way, going as an undrafted free agent from Eastern Kentucky. I believe he spoke to your team shortly after that. I mean, how neat is that for Hillsboro, and then also for him to reconnect with the current players and coaches? Was that pretty cool?
That was excellent. Matt Jackson's always been a great young man, and him making the 53-man roster didn't surprise me one bit. I was able to go see him during mini camp, during the coaches forum that the Titans held for the Metro coaches, and we all went there, and I got a chance to speak to him. And he was like, "Coach, I'm not going to miss a rep." He had stuff wrote down on his hand so he couldn't forget. So I said to myself, that guy's going to make it. Matt's been a great young man. His two brothers actually played for me here as well at Hillsboro. So, man, great family, comes from great stock. Not surprised at all. Great young man.
Yeah, awesome to have somebody like that as an ambassador for your program. So,
Absolutely.
Anthony, really appreciate the time today. Good luck against Nolensville, and we'll talk soon.
All right, thanks a lot. Go Burros.
All right, that has been Hillsboro football coach Anthony Brown. Really appreciate his time. We're going to take a quick break now and then come back and go over some storylines for Week 7. So stick around.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
As an Allstate agent in Gallatin, Larry Maynard knows many local families. His knowledge and understanding of the people in this community helps them provide customers with outstanding service. Give Larry a call at 615-452-1500. Macon Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Gallatin Green Wave. For over 100 years, Macon Bank and Trust has offered a true hometown banking experience to help you meet your financial goals. We are local people with local decision-making and ready to serve you.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. With our world-class physicians, Houston Clinic Orthopedics will have you back enjoying your life in no time. From ortho care to physical therapy and more. Visit our website to book an appointment. Houston Clinic Orthopedics, when experience matters.
Craving the juiciest, most delicious burgers in Dixon? Look no further. Luke's Burgers and Breakfast has got you covered. Whether you're in the mood for a mouth-watering cheeseburger or a breakfast burrito, we have it all. Our secret? Only the freshest ingredients, cooked to perfection every time. So why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary? Come on down to Luke's Burgers and Breakfast, where every bite is an experience.
We are back here on the Main Street Preps High School Football Preview Show, talking storylines entering Week 7. I think we've got to start with Antioch. This team, we had Coach Devin Arnold on a few weeks ago. This team has definitely been a surprise after not winning a game since the 2020 season. The Bears now have beaten Cane Ridge, McGavock, and Stewart's Creek. I think you have to be especially impressed with that win over Stewart's Creek last week. That's a team that looked like and still certainly could be a contender in that region that they're in. And of course, all three of Antioch's wins have come over league opponents. So they're sitting there at 3-0 and could have a good chance now to come out as the Region 5-6A champion. They've still got to win a couple more games against Laverne and Smyrna. But those teams are a combined 3-9. So it's feasible that the Bears could not only make their first playoff appearance since 2016, but also do so as a top seed. And what a story that would be, especially just, like I said, everything that they've been through to kind of get the program back on track. They've got a true freshman. Of course, no red shirting in high school, but a freshman quarterback, Andre Adams, who is just kind of lighting the world on fire so far. Just picked up an Eastern Kentucky offer this week, and he's certainly going to be a big key down the stretch for the Bears as they hope to make a playoff run. Speaking of playoffs, it's hard to believe, but like I said, Week 7 already is something you got to start looking at and seeing how these teams are going to sort of shake out seeding-wise. And there's a big one this week, Davidson Academy at Franklin Road Academy, that could decide a lot in the Division II AA middle region and could show us that, who is going to be able to stick there with CPA as maybe a top contender for that, not only that region title, but also to make a run there in the state tournament, of course. And so Davidson Academy, FRA, both 6-0 entering that game. Both teams put up a lot of points. Davidson Academy's got a 3-year starter in Knox Roberts that we've talked about on this show before. I wrote about him several weeks ago. Having a luxury, like it's a luxury to have a guy that has played as much football as he has. He and Coach Jonathan Quinn are kind of on the same page when it comes to the offense, and he's able to hit a number of playmakers. I think in the game I covered on 3 weeks ago, 10 different Bears receivers had a reception. So then they've got Caden Stroud in the backfield, a pretty good defense. That's a team that could definitely make a deep run. And of course, FRA as well, now under Justin Geisinger in his second year coming over from Pope Prep, has really got that program churning right along. They've got a good offense too. Logan Kennard at quarterback, distributing the ball to Ty Clark, Mike Hassel, Bobby Council Jr., a lot of playmakers in there that can take it to the end zone at any given moment. So I think that's going to be a great game. We'll make a pick for that in the next segment, but I've got my eyes on this Division II AA middle region and who, along with CPA, might be able to hang. And maybe the answer is Davidson Academy and FRA. And that would be fun if all three teams were right there with some good games down the stretch. I believe Davidson has still got to play CPA and FRA still got to play CPA as well. So we'll know a lot from that round robin by the time it's all said and done in a few weeks. Brentwood Academy, their skid continued. They've now lost several games in a row. They're 1-5. They lost to McCallie and Baylor the last couple of weeks. Certainly no shame in that. And it's looking like McCallie and Baylor might be the class of that division in Division II AAA. But Brentwood Academy has Clearwater Academy International from Florida coming to town this week. That team is 0-3. I think this is a great chance for BA to get on track and to try to build some momentum going into its last three games against Knoxville Catholic, Lipscomb Academy, and NBA. There's still a path here for the Eagles to finish 500, but they can't afford any more slip-ups. So a win this week at against Clearwater Academy would go a long way for George McIntyre and company, and we'll see if they can get it done. But right now we're going to take another quick break and then come back with picks for Week 7, so stick around for that.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
Welcome to the GR Group at Cry Like Realtors. Our team is comprised of seasoned veterans, military spouses, and other real estate professionals with strong ties to the military community. We specialize in helping our clients buy and sell homes, as well as providing comprehensive services for commercial and land properties. Whether you're relocating to the area interested in buying or selling a home, or looking for commercial or land properties, the GR Group has the expertise and resources to help you achieve your real estate goals. Contact the GR Group today.
Founded in 2005, Pamela Witt, First Lending Solutions, has a reputation of consistently offering the lowest possible rates and, above all, providing outstanding customer service. Pamela Witt, First Lending Solutions, takes pride in treating our clients with honesty and integrity. We provide excellent service and experience you can trust for all your mortgage needs, proudly serving all of Tennessee. Apply today. Call Pamela Witt, First Lending Solutions, 858-518-1506, or online at www.firstlendingonline.com.
NMLS number 314276, ID 135932.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
All right, it's now time to make picks for Week 7. And just to give a recap of last week, my picks went 6-4. Kind of a tough showing there. Still 42-18 overall for the season. That's good enough for first place in our Pick'em contest among all the Main Street Preps reporters and editors. So I need a good week this week to stay atop that perch, and we'll see how that goes. Of course, you can find all of our picks at mainstreetpreps.com. We get those posted every Wednesday. We've got 10 intriguing games across the mid-state that we pick from, and you'll be able to see just what all of our reporters and editors are thinking about those games. So be sure to check that out, mainstreetpreps.com. Let's get started with Davidson Academy at FRA. This is our game of the week. I was talking about it earlier. Could decide a lot in that Division II AA middle region. And I definitely think with the offenses that both of these teams have, you're going to see a lot of points in this one. I've got FRA 42, Davidson Academy 35. I just think the way that FRA has handled its schedule so far. Has been really impressive. That win against East Nashville last week, I think, was a good one. East Nashville gave FRA probably a better run than anyone else has this year, and FRA was still able to pull that one out. Logan Kennard hit Bobby Council Jr. for 3 touchdowns, and I believe Ty Clark III also ran for 3 touchdowns. So that's an offense that's going to be tough to slow down. I do think Davidson's going to give them a good game here. Certainly could come down to the fourth quarter, but I'm going FRA in a 1-score battle there. How about Mount Juliet at Antioch? I think you got to be careful with this one. We were just talking about Antioch and how they've reeled off 3 wins against region opponents. Of course, they're still an inexperienced bunch there. Like I said, freshman quarterback. They're just sort of tasting their first success now in a while, whereas Mount Juliet's sort of the one of the blue bloods, always kind of in it every year. They've got Tyler Travers at quarterback, and was really impressed with him when I saw him in a preseason game against Innsworth. Seems like he can make all the throws and has really good control of that offense, and that showed this year because Mount Juliet is having a great season. I believe they're either in the top 10 of our MSP top 25 rankings or very close to the top 10. I would need to double check on that, but having a nice season nonetheless. And I do think they got to be careful here, though, because Antioch certainly could give them a good game. But with Travers and with just all the experience Mount Juliet has, I'm going to give them the edge here, 35-24. But I think that could be a sneaky good game if Antioch can deliver another great performance there. How about Hillsboro at Nolensville? We were talking about this game with Anthony Brown just a few moments ago. Nolensville has shown that, they are beatable. Centennial needed the last second field goal last week from Wells Stanley to win that one 17-14. But Nolensville won its first 5 games before that. And they were trying to keep that undefeated run going, and it just didn't happen there against Centennial. But Hillsboro's going to have a tall task here. Nolensville's got quarterback Ty Collins throwing the ball well. They've got running back Zion Tamaska who can catch the ball out of the backfield and run it just as effectively. And Nolensville's got some guys on defense as well that make life difficult. Holding, if you can hold Centennial to 17, that's pretty good. I think they put up 35 points in back-to-back games before that. So all that to say, I think Hillsboro certainly got a chance in this one. I've got this as another 1-score game, but with Nolensville being at home and all the other good things they've got going on offense, I'm going to give them the edge, 30-24 over Hillsboro. How about we head over to Wilson County now for another? Seems like every week we talk about one of these rivalry games. All those big Wilson County teams play each other, and it makes for a lot of fun games. Wilson Central at Lebanon is the one we've got this week. Both these teams, it's kind of been a mixed bag so far. Lebanon got on track last week against Watertown, I believe, after losing to Green Hill. Wilson Central also lost to Green Hill. Green Hill certainly looking like they could be the class of the county along with Mount Juliet. But I like what Lebanon's got there with Key Crowell. He's a guy, we've talked about him before. He's a playmaker on defense, offense, special teams. And when you have a game-breaking talent like that, it's hard to bet against it. So I'm going to give Lebanon just a slight edge here, 24-17. I think that'll be another good game, though. And let's wrap it up with Station Camp at White House. Station Camp has had a tough road this year. They've only got 1 win. And last week they had the misfortune of playing Pearl Cone and lost that one 55-0. Not a whole lot of shame in losing to Pearl Cone, though. We've got them ranked as the number 1 team in the Main Street Preps top 25. They continue to show why they are a big threat there in Class 4A to make a title run. But all that aside, Station Camp has shown decently well in some of its games. It played Marshall County really tight, and that is, if we're using the transitive property, that's going to help us out here because White House suffered a pretty lopsided defeat to Marshall County. So I know these things never work out like this. So if one team beats another and another team beats another, then that'll tell you what's going to happen in this game. It never works out quite that well. But Station Camp just feels like they're due. They've been in a lot of close games, and their record really doesn't show what they're capable of. So I'm going to go Station Camp 21, White House 14 in that one. And, of course, you can find all of our picks at mainstreetpreps.com. If you're not already a subscriber, you definitely should be. We've got all kinds of football coverage on there. Of course, October is going to be a busy month for golf, volleyball, soccer. Eventually, you've got the cross-country state championships there in early November, football playoffs. There's a lot to look forward to, even basketball previews. I don't even want to say basketball just yet, but with everything else going on. But that'll be there in November. And so it's a great time to jump on board as a subscriber. It's just $3.99 a month or $34.99 per year. So you really can't beat those deals. Hop on now, mainstreetpreps.com. You can see all of our coverage. That is going to do it for today on the Main Street Preps High School Football Preview Show. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same place.
You've been watching the Main Street Preps High School Football Preview Show. Nobody brings you more comprehensive coverage of high school sports in Middle Tennessee than Main Street Preps. Join us each week at this time on Main Street Media TV to get the latest news about high school football. The Main Street Preps High School Football Preview Show is brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.